Hey, this is Michael Coolidge. I am 17 years old and I go to Holy Cross Prep in Delran, New Jersey. And welcome to Buy Me a Boat. Build up a John boat and what things are necessary for fishing and what you are going to need for each different place where you can go fishing and how. A John boat is different than a bass boat in many different ways and the way that you can see it, and it fits for each person, whether they have a small budget or a big budget. It all differs with everyone. So I have some experience behind this because at the moment right now I'm working on building up a John boat myself, and that is making all of the horrible bench seats that are metal, and it does not have any storage. It just has two benches with space between them with flooring. So I'm trying to figure out how to make brackets so I could hang stuff, aka like storage, and like how I have to even out the floor, and I have to make sure like the carpet's good because you have to glue the carpet to plywood that's on the floor, because right now it's not really like a straight metal. It's more of like a riveted metal with rivets in the inside, so like once you get water it will go back to the transom where the drain plug is. And also I'm trying to figure out how to do lights and how to do a whole bunch of things, because I have a motor that I bought. It's like basically brand new. I haven't tested it out yet, but that will go on the back of my boat, and that's sure enough because I'm going to be going fishing down in freshwater and saltwater. So I feel like it's just going to be a fun time, and honestly, just try something new, because who knows? Like, you may never have a chance to build a John boat. Like, I'm a junior in high school right now, and I have one more year until I go to college. That gives me a year, and this summer coming up, to go fishing, to go hang out with my friends, go fishing, go like drink some iced teas while fishing. I don't know, but it's just, yeah, I'm just trying to make my life fun and exciting and not just be inside all day every day playing like video games. Like, I want to go out. I work, then I work on the boat, and then I come home. I literally do that every single day. I go to school, work, then work on the boat, and then go to sleep. That's all I do 24/7. So, with all this said, how do you feel about John boats? Like, do you feel like John boats are bad? Do you feel like John boats are good? Do you feel like John boats are the better version of bass boats when you can upgrade them and do everything you want? Or do you think bass boats are just like superior over John boats because of how much money it actually costs to have it, and how much it actually like is cool to do, or like how much you like to carry it? Like, I don't know. How you feel about like and how you feel about John boats? Or how you feel about, what about this? How about you feel like what would be suitable for you, and what would you customize John boats with? Like, would you add storage? Would you add like navigation? Like, what would be the things that you guys would want to add on to a John boat? Because I feel like that's pretty cool. And who knows, maybe if you put some in the comments, maybe I will put some on my boat if I like it, if I haven't thought of it. Alright guys, this is Buy Me a Boat, and I will talk to y'all later. Have good fishing. So a couple key points are, like, John boats are really a lot cheaper than bass boats. John boats usually run $700 for a 12-footer, and it goes up more in feet. But really, bass boats cost $20,000 to $45,000. It's now pushing the $35,000 mark right now because of COVID and everything like that. It's raising the prices up way, like, so much. It's just so crazy how you can't find a boat for cheap anymore. Also, the difference in weight. John boats usually weigh like 500 without anyone in it, or any weight, or any gear. And usually bass boats weigh around 1,500. That also matters about what you got in your boat, how much storage you got, like how much like tackle you have in there, like all about how much stuff is on your boat and how big the motor is too. The motor may weigh a couple 100 pounds just by itself, so it's all about that too. Also, different ways to travel. John boats you could really pick up and throw in the back of your bed of your truck, or you could buy a trailer. It doesn't really matter, it all works the same. But with like John boats, one or two people can pick it up and put it into your bed of your truck, all that. But also, bass boats are a lot harder because they're so huge and big. It's just like every other boat. You're gonna have to trailer it. So if you're by yourself, you're gonna have to learn how to trailer a boat by yourself and unload and load it again by yourself. So that's really a learning curve for new people that are trying to do it by themselves. But if you're not trying to do it by yourself, and you have a couple friends, you got 2 friends, then they could easily back up the boat, put it on the dock. They know what they're doing. Yeah, good for you. But also, it adds on top of that price that you also have to buy a trailer too. That is a couple $1,000s because it's so big. The trailer is so big that it's going to cost a couple $1,000s for a bass boat. Like John boats, you could probably find a jet ski trailer for maybe 500, 600. Maybe like as much as like the John boat itself, you could probably find it. So you'll be probably like $1,000 deep, like $1,400 just for a John boat and trailer. So it's just all about like what's your budget, and you don't have to buy a trailer for a John boat. For a bass boat, you have to buy a trailer. With John boats, you can make like different ways you can customize it. With bass boats, you really can't. So with John boats, you can make customizations to your own standards. Like if you want to make your own storage, you can make your own pole holders. You can make your own cases where you can hold stuff wherever you want. And honestly, bass boats aren't really customizable. The only thing customizable is the navigation system, and that's really it. Like, there are add-ons, but you're gonna have to pay a lot more money for the add-ons when you can just put it on yourself. By the way, you can just like customize a bass boat the way you like it. Maybe you don't like the trolling motor on the transom, or maybe you want to move it to the front, or you want to move it to the side. I don't know. If you want to move it on the side, you can. It doesn't matter. But like you can also, like, maybe if you don't like your navigation system being all the way up front, maybe you can move it all the way back to where you're sitting. And I feel like that's pretty cool, because if that's customizable, you can never be unhappy with your John boat. Also, John boats are also really reliable because, one, they're made out of aluminum. Aluminum is so strong for a boat. Most of these boats are fiberglass, or they're like they're not even metal. They're like probably fiberglass. They're mostly fiberglass. And fiberglass, if you don't know, you can hit it. It might not break, but if you're driving into like a branch or something, it's gonna break. It's gonna snap. It's gonna poke a hole right through. And I feel like that's just different because John boats, I've hit so many branches in my John boat, and yeah, I've had like baby dents, but nothing has ever peeked through. And that's me going like pretty fast too. So I feel like that's pretty cool that you can customize it the way you like it, like the way that it suits to you, because all John boats really might not be for everyone, but you can upgrade it yourself, or you can pay someone to upgrade it to do it for you, and you will be in love with that thing. And I promise you, you will be in love with that thing. Also, the amount of money can really hit you financially and mentally. So for John boats, they're super cheap and honestly really nice. Because the way they make you like feel and like how like yeah it might be like a couple $100 here and there, but bass boats, you will find maybe like one in like a couple thousand that's like $10,000. That's really not the best in condition wise and in all that wise, but you'll probably find a new one 30,000 the lowest, probably 65,000 the highest, and everything keeps going up with COVID especially. So now everything's just crazy expensive and like just so stupid how things have gone over in price, and it's just so weird. But like how you can spend all this money and you might not have enough money to make the payments, so they'll just take your boat away. They won't say anything, they'll just take your boat away because you're not paying them money. And maybe because of COVID you don't have a job, or maybe because of COVID you had COVID, so now you can't work as much, or you can't work at all. But like that also plays a big role in why John boats are better than bass boats, because you don't have to make payments. Like, you have to make payments maybe if you buy something else on another store, but like John boat separately, you don't have to make payments because it's just one payment. And I feel like that's so much easier than paying payments all the time, like every month or every 2 weeks, whatever plan you got. I feel like that's just gonna drive you crazy. So I have a question, like, would you guys ever think about buying a John boat over a bass boat and spending the money that you didn't spend on a bass boat to build up a John boat yourself? Because John boats can be very customizable and everything like that.